Okay, we've got a pretty fast battle going over here. He leads with the Kingdra, I lead with Atlas, the ground type. I figure he thinks I'm screwed in there, so I go with the Stealth Rock. I managed to get that up there. He goes to the Dragon Dance, as I predict. Now I'm predicting the Waterfall to try and finish me off, but I know I'm sashed. So I've got an Endeavour for him, and the Ice Shard's going to finish him off. And I'm going to have Stealth Rock up, and he's going to be one Pokemon down. So that's pretty cool, and pretty good start. But I flinch, and that completely screwed me over, so now I've got to get out. I go to my newly raised Gyarados here, and Scapella, Bayonetta reference for the win. He sets up a sub, I set up a sub, because this is a Flail Gara, and about this point I realise I actually have nothing to touch it, because Flail's going to do nothing at this point. All I've got is Waterfall, and I'm going to need to get some attack raises if I'm going to touch this 4 times resist sub, because he's Water Dragon. So he takes out my sub, no problem whatsoever. And I think I try and get another attack raise just to try and take the sub down. And plus I think I'd be faster, because I am jolly. This is a jolly Gyarados. But I'm not faster, and he uses Outrage, and that's going to finish off the Gyarados, which sucks. I've been trying to use this thing properly, and it just hasn't managed to work out for me yet. And now he's pretty much back on full HP. So while he's stuck on Outrage, I'm going to send Skarmory in here to do what he can do. I was kind of hoping that he'd have maybe 3 turns of Outrage, but he doesn't. He only has 1, which sucks. But he does attack himself, that's good. I was hoping if he had 3, then maybe I could get a Toxic and not worry about sub. But as it turns out, Drill Peck takes 2 Drill Pecks to actually take the sub down. So really I'm thinking he's going to start sub again, because that would be smart, because that would mean that he'll get a free turn every time I try and Drill Peck his sub. So I don't want to Toxic him, fearing that it's going to happen, but turns out he doesn't sub. He just keeps on attacking me and attacking me and attacking me, and I could have Toxic at any time. But yeah, I'm not quite sure why he did that. But Skarmory goes down. I've lost Gyarados, Skarmory. I'm going to send in some priority moves now to try and take it down. Here comes Ironside. Go the Vacuum Wave, Specs Vacuum Wave. Nearly kills it, doesn't quite. I'm not expecting too much on Ironside here, because it isn't a defensive Pokemon. But as it turns out, I live with 2 HP, which is awesome. So the Vacuum Wave is going to finish that off nicely. There it goes. So that's that thing out of the way, and I'm in a hole now, because 2 Pokemon are dead, and the other 2 are down to pretty much no health because of 1 flinch. So that sucks. So I'm going to try and see if I can get some residual damage for some Toxic Spikes here. The Brick Break does nothing, ironically, to Toxicrool. And in comes the Machamp. I get the Spikes up. I don't have to worry about spinning or anything, because that doesn't look like he wants to do anything like that. So I'm going to get out of here, predicting something, maybe a fighting move, predicting me switching to something else. But he goes straight with the Thunder Punch. I'm not quite sure why. I want him to get out of there, so I throw a Will-O-Wisp just in case he doesn't want to switch. But he did a smart thing there and switched, and because of the Toxic, that's going to do nothing, even though the Will-O-Wisp missed anyway. But that was quite clever on his part, I guess. I want to save Dooku for that Machamp, because that is going to be a massive threat, and if it's got Bullet Punch, it's pretty much going to kill the rest of my team. So I want to keep that around. I want to get a Screech on this thing as well, just because at the moment I'm thinking Ice Shard could finish it off with a Screech, even though it resists. The Screech will ensure that Ice Shard does finish it off. However, I didn't think at this about this point that the Weevil itself might have Ice Shard. As it turns out, luckily it didn't have Ice Shard, but that's only something that's occurring to me now. So in comes Atlas, and there goes the Ice Shard, and luckily he didn't Ice Shard me. So down goes that thing, and in comes the Machamp, I think. And I'm ring. I think he's probably going to protect the Ghost coming in again. So with the poison there, I'm going to hit him with the Endeavour there, which finally got it off. So down it goes. It's going to finish me off with whatever move it wants to use, and the poison's going to finish the Machamp. So now I'm stuck after all of that. Managed to claw back a little bit of a gain, but I'm stuck with a nearly dead Lucario and Doku, and he's got 3 guys left, which I haven't seen. In comes Alakazam. That sucks, I've got to get out of there. Doku's a nice counter to it, but the residual damage isn't going to be nice. But for some dumb reason he went with Psychic, and I have no idea why the hell he did that. Any move would have killed Lucario anyway, and Doku resist it. So, well, not resist it, it's completely immune to it. I figure if he's got a wall, he's probably going to switch to it now. So I get the taunt, trying to predict if maybe something was to come in and hit me with something horrible like a toxic of their own. Doesn't happen, and he leaves the Alakazam in to die, and Sucker Punch takes it out. So now it's 2-on-2. Doku's sitting pretty. In comes Eevire. Can't burn it because the poison's there, but it turns out that's fine by me because I probably couldn't live 2 earthquakes anyway, even with the second one burnt. So that goes there goes the earthquake. Pain Split gets some nice HP back. He takes some poison. I get my lefties. Next turn, Sucker Punch finishes it off, and I get more lefties. So after that Eevire coming in, I'm actually left with more HP than I started with, so that's pretty damn awesome. So he's down to his last dude, and it's the Blaziken. I have seen the Blaziken before, but I want to try and get this down as low as possible so the Vacuum Wave can do some damage to it. And he helps me out with some Flare Blitz, which is cool, and I survive. So the Pain Split's going to smack it down, and I'm just going to see if I can maybe keep Doku alive for the end, to have a 2-0 with a Sucker Punch of my own, and it resists, so it doesn't quite make it. But Flare Blitz kills it, and I win because Lucario's left on 2 HP. Pretty damn close, awesome match, and I'll check you guys out soon.